Welcome everybody for our recording and our live stream to Facebook. This is Unity Spiritual Community in Citrus Heights, June 2nd, 2023, with our monthly First Friday meditation. This evening we have a special event and it will be led by Jacobus. It's called the Meadow Meditation. So stay tuned and you will hear the details. Here we are. And so I did want to introduce Jacobus. He is the co-leader of the Sacramento Institute of Noetic Sciences. That's where I met him. And each month when we have our core group meeting, he leads a Meadow meditation. So that's why I asked him to come and share this experience with us this evening. At this time, I'm going to ask him to share some things about himself, and then we will move into a time of meditation. So I'm going to mute myself now.
I don't think I'll start at the beginning, but let's start. I'm a graduate of Sac State in systems engineering and spent 30 years as an engineer working for the state of California. And during that time, all kinds of things happened. One of the things that that was prominent was Unity Church. And I was a YOU counselor there for, 4 or 5 years, and worked with the Youth of Unity and got to bring them to Unity Village. And Unity Village is, it's a wonderful place. The energy is just unbelievable. And so one of the nights there, there was this kind of road behind where the housing is, and it had the women on one side and the men on the other, and there was kind of a metaphorical separation. And all of a sudden, somebody started yelling like in pain or something, and there was something was going on that I couldn't see. I could see where it was happening, but I couldn't tell what it was. And all of a sudden, I experienced this energy that was coming up from the ground, and it came up through my body and through everybody else there, and just completely shifted my experience and what was happening. And after all of that, there was a person there who I had talked to before, who is from Sacramento, and she saw what was going on. She could see the energy, and she said, "Come with me." And we went to the Silent Unity Chapel, which is right underneath where they do Silent Unity and do all the prayers and everything. And it's a very holy place. It's just a wonderful place. And we sat down, and I sat down and closed my eyes. And this voice came to me and said, "This is Aunwon, and I'll be your guide." And that's how my channeling started. And from that point on, it was like getting used to the idea, what is this thing called channeling, doing a lot of studying and taking some courses in channeling. And I remember the first time that I was going to channel to a group, and I was so nervous that all I could think of was, I don't know what's happening. And so I just kind of let everything go, and eventually my guide came in, and that was really the beginning of the whole thing. And from that point, there were other things that happened along the line. There was a place where I used to get my hair done. And there was a woman there who was very metaphysical, and we would strike up a conversation and stuff. And then she started talking about the light body, and that was from Sanea Roman and Dwayne Packer. And she said, they're going to be in town and you need to go and hear them. And I said, well, I don't know, what is this stuff? And she said, no, you're going and I'm going to pick you up at such and such a time and you're going to go. So I did. And the energy there was phenomenal and I just fell right into it. And that started, I would say about a 15-year, at least maybe 20-year of my experience with them as one of their assistants and learning a lot about energy and how to transmit energy and how to work with energy. And all of that experience came together in there are a lot of things that happen in between, but I'm going to skip to, at one point, I was at one of the light body meetings and I saw this place, this metaphorical place in my mind. And and later on, I learned its name, which was Amarok. And Amarok is in non-pervaded space, and it's the place where all the templates for the earth are stored. So I started a group in my home here, and that went on for about 5 years, where I would lead meditations by going to Amarok and doing explorations there. And it was wonderful and gave me lots of experience in doing guided meditations. And it kind of brought it all together so that now I can do this, And then SacIONS is a community group of the Institute of Noetic Sciences, and I am a founding member of that group. And eventually, maybe some of you know Bob Blackstone, the late Bob Blackstone, and he kept saying to me, he said, Al, you need to lead this group. And I said, I'm not a leader. I can't do that. So he worked on me for about a year and a half. And finally I agreed to do it. And that started me getting into SacIONS and into the energy of it and the metaphysics of it. And eventually, I started doing more guided meditations there. And that worked into this idea of the meadow, which is actually based on some of the channelings from Cryon. And I've been doing that for almost 2 years now, I think. Year and a half, something like that. So that's the short of it. Lots of things happened in between. I became an alchemical hypnotherapist and practiced that for a while. And that brought me to today.
Thank you, Al. I didn't know any of that. It's very interesting. I'd love to learn more. So what we're going to do for a few minutes is have a progressive relaxation to get us all ready for the meditation, at which time then I will give the hosting back to Al, and he and Aunwon will lead us into the meadow. So we invite you to become very comfortable. Make any adjustments you need to your environment, to where you're seated, to the lighting or the temperature of your room, to your position. And just take a moment to mentally scan your entire body, maybe from your feet up, and see if you recognize any points of tension or discomfort. And if you do, send your breath to those places and encourage them to be released. And pay special attention to any spots which have chronically caused you any discomfort, or the spots that most of us hold our attention in the small of your back, the back of your neck, and your upper shoulders, your jaw. And these are places that we can begin just to relax them and allow our bodies to support them. Notice your spine. Notice your spine being so perfectly straight from your tailbone up to your skull, one vertebrae at a time, stacked and balanced perfectly so that you can let go. You can allow your body to do the work it was designed to do in supporting you, holding you upright. Allow your shoulders to drop. If you need to do a couple of neck rolls, feel free. And pay attention to your breathing. Inhale and allow your stomach to pooch out, all soft and defenseless. And then allow yourself just to exhale naturally as your belly moves back toward your spine, and any tension is released on the breath with your exhale. And we picture our light body inside of us, like that movie Cocoon, when the aliens took off their skin and they were perfectly formed light bodies, almost like the Pillsbury Doughboy, but made out of light. And picture your feet filled with this light and so relaxed, so perfectly made, the perfect expression of God's feet to carry you, to serve you, to symbolize your understanding. Take a moment to bless your feet and thank them. And as your attention rises through your calves and your knees and your thighs, picture your legs like sturdy tree trunks from your hips to your ankles, filled with light, expressing the light of God, strong and able to carry you everywhere you want to go. Bless the clever joints in your knees that allow it to move in so many ways, and bless the big strong bone in your thigh, which is unbelievably strong, and bless your hip joints, the ball in the socket, and how they allow you to twist and turn when you need to. Then allow your awareness to rise into your torso, your lower abdomen, your lower back, your hips and buttocks. Picture this light rising through your waist and up through your chest, your upper back. Bless your internal organs. Thank them for performing beautifully in their functions. Release any tension you encounter and breathe. Breathe again. And then allow the vision of this light to rise into your shoulders, the tops of your shoulders, the sides of your neck, the back of your neck. Allow your shoulders to drop And know that your head is perfectly balanced at the top of your spine. And it is safe to relax your neck. You allow this light to flow down your arms, through your upper arms, your forearms, into your hands. Thank each of your clever fingers. Thank the miracle of your hands that know how to do so many things. And finally, see your head filled with this divine light so that you're literally lightheaded. And this enables you to relax your jaw and your eyeballs, and your scalp and your brain. Until you are aware of the perfection that is within you and that you express outward to the world as you are here to fulfill your mission and to receive the blessings from so doing. And we say thank you, God. Now I'm going to join you in mute land, and we'll let Al and Aunwon take over.
This is Aunwon, and we welcome you to these worlds of light. We invite you to take a moment after all of this great relaxation to find within you the silence, that beautiful place that is at the center of all humans, a place of silence, a place of quiet. For a moment, let your thoughts wander. And then as you watch your thoughts, notice that they just dissolve. And let those thoughts go as you find more and more of that silence, that beautiful silence, that place of light and beauty, of love, that place of the God that is within each of you. Silence is preparing you for this journey into the meadow. The meadow, of course, is a metaphor, but it is also the province of the soul. And this journey, this experience will be moving from the dimensions of the earth, the three-dimensional earth, into a multidimensional space. In a sense, it's an interdimensional journey. We begin this journey now by letting there be a bridge. It could be any kind of a bridge that you would like. It could be a physical bridge, a bridge of light, whatever you like. It could be small, it could be large, it could be wide or narrow. It's up to you what this bridge is like. This bridge is a metaphor for moving from one dimension into another. And we invite you all to join hands, perhaps, and begin to cross this bridge. And as you do, you notice that it's a little difficult to see what's ahead because that is the interdimensional realm. And it takes a bit for it to come into focus. Now, as you continue along the bridge, you begin to see more and more of what's ahead. And you notice a path. And that path leads into a small forest. And you move along that path and into that forest. A very beautiful little forest full of trees and ferns and flowers and bushes of all manner. And perhaps you can even notice that there were beings living here, small animals or insects, that they are able to sense you as you walk through this, as you go along this path through this forest. And you begin to sense an energy here, a very calming energy that is very much like the silence that you just experienced. And you continue along feeling the energy from the beings that are here. So much peace, so much love. As you walk along further and further through the forest, you notice that up ahead, it's a bit brighter. And as you continue along, that brightness gets more and more. And pretty soon it opens up into a very large meadow. A meadow like you would find any other on earth. A meadow that is full of flowers and grasses. Perhaps you can begin to smell the grasses and the flowers. And you can begin to feel a gentle breeze blowing. And you can notice the light as it gets brighter. And you look into the sky. Perhaps the sky has clouds, perhaps it's only just blue. And you can see the sun, the solar logos that are shining down upon this meadow, shining the holiest of light all over the meadow. And you look around some more. And as you look around, you would like to perhaps find a place to sit. And it could be anywhere in the meadow. It's not necessary for you to be close to one another. You know that is fine if that's what you wish. And so you find that place, that perfect place for you to sit. And as you sit there, you can feel a connection to Gaia, the great Earth Spirit, or the Mother Spirit of Earth. You can feel that Gaia energy moving up through you, connecting you to Earth in a stronger way. And as you look around close to you, you can perhaps see a flower. And perhaps you would want to pick that flower, but remember to ask permission of the flower first, or some grass, or whatever. Perhaps you just want to touch them, to look at them. And in this place, there are some entities that begin to come. They are the beings of light. Those great beings, that group of beings who hold light and are able to transmit it. And they are transmitting this light into this meadow and into you, to your body, into your energy fields, so that you can begin to feel this light, feel its warmth and its love. And also here with you are your guides, any angels that you've had the pleasure to have an association with, or your ancestors. All of those gathering around, perhaps close to you, perhaps on the outskirts of the meadow, all here to assist you in this wonderful journey in this meadow. And we say to you, old soul, you remember that you are a master. You have come into this life as a master, expressing as a master on this earth. And you have been masters in other lifetimes, perhaps on Earth, perhaps on other planets or other universes. Let this master energy fill your being now. Even though it may seem strange to say that you are a master or to pull this energy in, but from all those lifetimes and all those previous experiences, it is there for you. And you can bring this into your being, perhaps using your imagination as a sense, perhaps even changing your posture a little bit. How would a master sit in this meadow? What would a master think in this meadow? How would a master simply be in this meadow? And as a master, you know about interdimensional spaces and how to navigate them. And you are at home here. And as the master, you look at the meadow again in this interdimensional sense, and you notice the interconnection of all life here. And you begin to sense your part in this network of life. The beings of life, the beings of light are sending more light to you now. So let this light shift your awareness, your consciousness. What would a master do here in this holy place? Let this light guide you to interact with the meadow. You may wish to walk around, or you may wish to stay in this one place, or to look at a flower, to look into its essence, or just be in the light. Or discovering what is the essence of this meadow. You find a place whose energy resonates with yours. A guide, an angel, or ancestors come to you holding a gift. And you reach out and you take this gift in this holy place. That is a very special crystal, unlike any on earth. And it holds the template of your life. And you place it in your heart center. Be with this experience as parts of your life now or past are revealed to you. Just notice what is revealed with a sense of curiosity and wonder. Go beyond understanding to revelation, where this is an opportunity to look at this life that you have on earth and perhaps other lives that you have lived on this or other planets, and to understand them at a deeper level so that you can bring this knowledge back to you in this incarnation on this earth. So take a few moments in the silence to understand more and more about this, to take in more and more of this light, to have this template take on more of your being and reveal more and more to you about who you really are and what you really are, which of course is a master. And as the master, continue in the silence to understand more and more that this template has to offer you. How beautiful your life is. All the pieces fitting together, revealed through this template, leading you forward in ways that are sometimes unpredictable, but result in great joy or great learning. As the master, express gratitude for whatever you have received or experienced here in this meadow. The master has no limits when experiencing an earth life. You are that interdimensional master who has chosen to walk this earth in light. This is your most important purpose, to be a light bearer. Wherever you go, you broadcast light. You are a master of light. You may wish to bring that idea into your heart center and let it move throughout your being, both physical and energetic. And as we begin to return, send your gift of light to the meadow as you begin to come back through the forest. Perhaps you can send light to the forest as you come back through it. Thanking the forest, thanking the meadow, feeling a great sense of gratitude for all that you've learned. And then come across the bridge into the linear earth experience. Allow your eyes to once more open and to look around. Until the next time that we travel in these worlds of light.
All right, everyone. Use what you know to bring yourselves back to the here and now.
One of the things that I have learned is that it's very useful after a meditation to begin to talk about it, because we find that this thing called funny memory happens where you begin to remember more and more of it the more and more you talk about it.
Right.
So,
all right. So Al, as soon as I stop our recording in our Facebook, then we'll have time for that chat. So hold on just a minute. We thank everybody who's joined us on Facebook Live or who's watching this recording for being part of our family. Even if you're not here now, you are still here now. God bless you all.